For today's video, I was actually looking for something different until I came across this, and I decided, let's look at these. We have here a bunch of ants with the eggs and the larvae, and let's get them under the microscope and look at them. Now you can see them scrambling to get all their larvae and their babies underground, going in that hole right in the middle there. Interrupted their daily routine. Anyway, let's collect a few of these guys and we will put them under the microscope. Here's our collected ants and larvae. Let's look at all the stages of the ant phase. So we got some ants in there, and then you can see some larvae. Let's get it under the microscope. All right, starting with the adult and fully grown ant. Here is our normal ant. He's being a little difficult, or I should say she is. She's being a little difficult to look at. So let's look at her body first, and then we'll come back to the head. See those spikes on there? Look at the legs. Look at the claws that are used for climbing there. Got that slim waist and big backside. Let's go back up to the head. Here's our head. See the eyes, antenna, jaws. Fully developed ant. Now let's start with the different phases of the larva. Alright, so now I have skipped the egg phase because I realized I didn't collect any eggs, and we are just going to move to larva phase because the egg is a white ball anyway. But here is a larva, so it's hatched from the egg, and it's a little worm with a fish face on it. Aw, look, it's a girl. Just kidding, most ants actually probably are girls because they lay a lot of workers. Workers are female, so let's move to the next stage. Alright, so I've moved to the next more developed phase. So this thing, a little bit more developed, but you see, so you got some movement here. Very fascinating. This looks like a wave-like motion pulsing through. Very cool. Anyway, let's move up to the head area, and you'll start to see a little bit more developed ants. Alright, it's kind of a weird angle, but here's the head. You can see those black eyes right here, and then the mouth. So this one has eyes. Alright, here's our next stage of development. Now this is a pupa, so it's basically developed here. Not quite ready, it's still in that fetal position, but it looks very much like an ant. Let's move to the next, even more developed. Alright, so here we have basically the fully developed ant. It's got its color, we're up by the head, we have the eyes. It's basically fully developed. About ready to just start working. Got the jaws, so it's still curled up in that fetal position, but that's cool. You can see that serrated jaw. Anyway, still curled up, but just about ready to uncurl and start getting some work done. There's the mouth. We're going to work our way down and look at the anatomy of this thing. But it's basically an ant, full grown. Anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. If you liked today's video, please subscribe and hit the like button. I really would like to hit that 1,000 subscriber by the end of the year. And thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time.